So I have already made a video where I talk about the fundamental problem with Andrew Tate. I talked about how his solutions will only make the problems worse. So why do so many young men still follow him to this day? You see, people claim he validates their problems and that he creates a community and all of that, but that's not why they follow him. That's just a way to sugarcoat the real reason why people follow him. And I am qualified to talk about this because I used to be a Tate supporter myself. Once upon a time, I used to be that. And this is why I believe I can offer a genuine perspective here and educate you on this. Now, here's a myth that a lot of people still believe in. They will tell you that when men talk about their problems, they get told, "Shut up, you are able to walk alone at night safely, you have nothing to complain about." And they believe the reason why those men follow Andrew Tate is because Andrew Tate validates their purpose. But do you seriously think this is the truth? I mean, Andrew Tate has literally said he doesn't believe in depression. And if a man complains to him about their problems, he will also say, "Shut up, there are children starving in Africa, be grateful," or something. So, no, he does not validate men's problems. Now, some of his followers will claim that he validates their problems. For example, Andrew Tate has said that men deserve respect, and if they cannot get that respect from their girlfriend or wife, they have the right to cheat on her with a woman that will respect them. And a lot of men will be like, "Yeah, I am a man, I deserve respect. This is why he validates my problems." But where can you find the hole in this logic? Especially if you happen to be a woman. What is the problem in this analogy? Respect has to be earned. Now sure, if someone doesn't respect you, then a lot of times they are toxic and they don't deserve to be with you. However, if every single woman does not respect you, don't you believe that says more about you than it does about all of the women? And do you really think cheating on your woman is the solution? Rather than, working on yourself so that you can be worthy of respect. And so what Andrew Tate is validating here is not the problem, it's what men think is the problem. So now you're starting to understand why Andrew Tate has followers to begin with. It's because he appeals to a specific niche. And the niche is lonely men. And why are men lonely? Well, some men and some women are chronically single and they can't even make good friends. And so they feel lonely. But what is the harsh truth behind why they are lonely? Well, you might think it's incels who are ugly looking and stuff, but I have been chronically single for a while, and I am not an ugly looking incel. So I was like, why does nobody want to be with me? And then I made some introspection and realized that I was someone who had the main character syndrome, who viewed women as accomplishments rather than people, and more. And I decided that I have to work on myself. The reason why so many men and women in today's world are lonely is because they are insufferable people with disturbing worldviews, and therefore nobody wants to be around them. And so they end up lonely. And those are the people that Andrew Tate panders to. At least when it comes to men. There are other people that pander to lonely women in the same way. And the thing about a community is not really true. Andrew Tate followers don't see Andrew Tate as their friend. They just think, oh, I can become Andrew Tate if I do what he tells me to do. It's a narcissist pandering to other narcissists. It's a self-absorbed person pandering to other self-absorbed people. And to all the people that also say there are no good male role models out there. Yes, there are. Do you know Professor Chesko, the speech prof? He is a happy husband and father. He is someone every man should aspire to be. But those lonely men, they don't listen to him. They call him a douchebag, a man-hater, and a pick-me guy. And this is because Professor Chesko does not appeal to those men. Those men don't want to listen to an overweight dad telling dad jokes. They want to listen to an alpha with fast cars and who lives a GTA lifestyle, because that's what appeals to them. And this is why I was a Tate follower. I will admit something embarrassing now. In the video I made about midlife crisis, I read from a text that I wrote 1 year ago. I showed this to students at my university to read, and then I sent the text to a startup newspaper company, and then the company then told me, after careful consideration, we have decided not to publish your text as it infringes our values and beliefs or something. And I thought it was just because I mentioned the name Andrew Tate in the text. And the name Andrew Tate is kind of like Voldemort.
We do not speak his name.
And even in that video, which I recorded a mere months ago, mind you, I was like, yeah, I still kind of agree with what I wrote, for the most part. But now I realized I was praising Andrew Tate in that text, because he was not living that boring life, and he was being this alpha and it inspired me, and now I'm like, oh fuck. This is what I wanted a newspaper to publish. Sure, like the main message of that text was that I wanted to do the things that make me happy rather than the things that I am expected to do. But the implications, man. The implications. It just came across as me feeling entitled to having multiple girlfriends and multiple fast cars. And this is why I always say, this is only my philosophy. Because what I speak is not the truth, it is just beliefs that I have, and I can literally change those beliefs the next day. So all the influencers, all the male role models out there, are either men whom those lonely people don't want to listen to, or they are men whom those lonely people should not listen to. So, how can we help those lonely people? Well, I think we need someone who can appeal to them, but then guide them in the right direction. Have you seen that Family Guy episode where the main character goes undercover as a cool kid and then sings a song about why drugs are bad? All the other people listen to him because he is a cool kid, and so they stop doing drugs. This is what I try to accomplish on this channel. If you see my shorts, you can see that I have this bad boy alpha male persona, and you might think it's cringe, and that it's corny and all that, but I have to appeal to those who need help somehow, and so I want to do as much as I can, and in my longer videos, I try to preach spirituality, try to preach about both men's and women's problems, and not just be sexist like those other influencers. And the reason why I am trying to do it is because I don't see anyone else doing it in a better way. I feel like I am the only hope in today's generation, because everyone else is just alleged human trafficker, scammer and all that, or it's people that the people who need help don't want to listen to. And so, if you truly want this generation to succeed and to emerge victorious, then subscribe.